One of the greatest findings of the last century was when Watson and Crick and their team discovered the shape of DNA, the double helix, and they won the Nobel Prize for that in 1963. And that led to this huge explosion where we thought as human beings we were bound by genes, and we were trying to understand the whole genetic code to understand who we were. And in fact, we cracked the genetic code in 2003. But from 1963 to now, we have understood something very important. Although there are genes that are set, which are expressed, like the color of your eyes or your hair, your height, and various other things, that there are genes that you can influence the expression of, and the potential of expression to shift, either to express more or less, not at all or a lot, is called epigenetics. Now, when we talk about the field of mind-body medicine, under which yoga can fall, there has been a lot of investigation into what kinds of genes are going to change in relationship to lifestyle. And the two that are probably the most prominent in our findings are those involved in inflammation and those involved in energy transfer within the body. And when we are stressed, and also when we eat foods like sugar, bread, those high in fat, we tend to activate the genes that express inflammation. And inflammation is a contributory factor to so many health conditions. Alternatively, when we are relaxed, when we eat really well, right? And I'm not promising that, I'm not saying this will exactly happen, but we have the potential to express inflammatory genes less and to enhance the energy production pathways within our system, which helps us with energy, and also potentially even longevity is also associated with epigenetics. Now, there isn't one practice that is going to help you shift your genes, but Herbert Benson, who wrote The Relaxation Response and is often considered the father of mind-body medicine, discovered in 2008 with his team that in engaging in relaxation response activities, in 8 weeks, there could be a significant epigenetic change wherein genes that increase inflammation are downgraded and those that reduce it are upgraded, as well as the energy pathways. And just to clarify, what is the relaxation response? This is a state that Benson discovered physiologically where we, through parasympathetic activation, might be meditation, it might be prayer, it might be yoga nidra. It's different person by person, and there are many different things. We actually reduce our metabolic rate at a cellular level. That means that we are not going through the process of producing as much ATP. And the reason is that we don't need as much because the whole system is more relaxed. And ATP production goes on throughout our whole life, but it is taxing on the cells. So to have that reduction is really useful. And Benson and his team since 2008, actually Benson's sadly no longer with us, have discovered it can even be reparative. We're continuing to watch this space, and I'm sure more and more researchers are going to be looking at how yoga practices can improve gene expression for the better. But I want to warn anybody against saying this posture does it or that posture does it. It's really about what for an individual person allows them to drop into a state of deep, deep calm. It's actually for what an individual person allows them to drop into a state of deep, deep